Guess who doesn't get asked out? Women that are attractive, successful, have their lives together, and they seem like they don't need anyone, and they're really confident.
Sometimes being overconfident can be a turnoff for a lot of people.
She's obviously referring to herself with that laundry list. There is this air of implication that the reason why she doesn't get asked out is because men refuse to, and the only reason why that's the case is because any physical qualities she may have are instantly nullified the second she opens her mouth, and she thinks that she's better than everybody else.
What I find really comical, me and all my liberal friends want to be traditional housewives. Well, not all of us, but most of us. But the problem is we don't like Republican men because they don't have the same sense of justice and morality that we do, because we care for every human being. And the liberal men don't believe in exploiting themselves for labor, so like we have to have an equal household, because the only ones that bust their ass and make enough money to support a stay-at-home mom, wife, whatever, are the Republican men, because they will exploit themselves for money.
Even if these women were given the opportunity to be a traditional housewife, they would fail miserably at it. A lot of them are incapable of showing gratitude, have endless amounts of trust and impulse issues, not to mention the combative behavior based on ignorance. There is no chance that any man would allow her to be a stay-at-home mother or wife.
Well, I guess stay single. Not sure what she was trying to accomplish in this video, but good luck finding a man that sounds like a walking paradox.
Come to prove that I am a strong, independent woman who don't need man to carry heavy stuff. Okay? This is the time.
This strong and independent boss babe nonsense is getting absolutely out of hand. It's now come to the point where they think that they don't need men to lift heavy objects, and they would rather risk their property than just admit that there's no shame in asking a dude for help. But then that would prove she actually can't do it all on her own, and her social media image will always be more important than common sense. Yo guys, just a heads up, today's video was sent to me by Matrix of Madness. Make sure you go and check out his channel and the original video linked in the video description and the pinned comment.
3, 2, 1. Strong, independent woman.
Well, if she meant to prove that falling down the stairs in an absurd fashion is preferable to asking a man to lift heavy objects, then mission accomplished, I guess. She really did show the patriarchy who's boss there.
Huh? Yeah. Thank you.
What happened to being a strong, independent woman? You're supposed to say no to him, not let him help you.
I mean, I don't know what's wrong with men.
There's actually nothing wrong with most men. They're just tired of listening to stuff like this.
Because we said, sprinkle, sprinkle, pay our bills and still be relevant in our life.
Now, what person in their right mind wouldn't want to listen to something like that?
Sprinkle Sprinkle was hilarious. These women were taking that nonsense so seriously, and then dudes turned around and turned it into a joke with Drizzle Drizzle, and modern women lost their minds and legitimately thought they were so serious that they went ahead and got furious over it. Only a modern woman can lose her mind over an obvious joke.
And they said, no, we don't want to do that. You pay 50-50, you clean the house, you give your body access to me and only to me, while I just manipulate you emotionally here and probably screw around on the side.
You know, I've heard it said that people attract what they are, so perhaps do a little introspection.
And we're like, okay, like we can understand you're kind of a lot, but like sprinkle, sprinkle, pay my bills.
It's exactly this type of thing that a lot of men and women are tired of hearing, because it's actually contradictory. Some women want to be seen as strong and independent beings, yet want men to pay all of their bills and take care of them.
And the justification for that mentality is so absurd. They will say that a man must pay the bills, clean the house, buy the dinner, and make enough money to allow her to live a life of ease and riches. But when men point out that, hey, doesn't that make you a hypocrite? She's quick to say that just because she can pay her own bills, she deserves to have someone else pay them for her.
pick a direction, would you?
And they're like, no, we don't want to do that. We basically want everything for free. Men got way too greedy.
And all I'm really going to say here, in finality, because we're not going to watch all 5 minutes and some odd seconds of this video, is that, well, I guess it is the voice of experience speaking here, after all, about being greedy.
The common trend I'm starting to notice is that some women want to be equal to men only when it benefits them. It sounds pretty hypocritical if you ask me.
That's effectively the whole womanist movement in a nutshell. It's not about equality, it's about superiority. Modern women want the entire planet to drop what they're doing to endlessly worship them, to give them money and rich husbands and expect nothing in return, but that's not how equality actually works.
Well, my husband's always complaining, saying I about him peeing on the seat. So I told him I could do it perfectly fine if I was a man. So he's bringing me outside to prove a point, and we're about to prove ours. All right, come on, what are we doing?
Shorten it up.
Shorten it?
Shorten that thing up.
No, yours comes down
Shorten
here.
that thing up.
That's cheating.
There you
That's
go.
not
No, it
fair.
ain't. No, it ain't.
Oh my gosh.
If there's one thing we've learned from modern women, it's that they think that men are so stupid that we are incapable of doing anything up to and including our own bodily functions without having to be lectured by them about how to do it properly.
You ready?
Yeah, go.
All right, show me what you got.
Go.
Show me what you got. It's coming. Hold on.
Oh. Oh, what are you doing?
Come on, get it in there. Get it in the bucket. Come on. Get it in the bucket now.
Now,
Get in the bucket.
this ain't even right.
Get it in the bucket. Come on. And I tell you, sometimes it comes out dual streams. That shooting out left, right, dual streams. Come on, get it in the bucket.
And with that one line, that dude has pretty much vindicated the plight of every man who needs to use the toilet first thing in the morning, and yet this woman will deny the demon known as the dual stream even exists.
Well,
Get in the bucket. Come on now.
if you cut it off and back on.
Well, what? Why I ain't got control over cutting on and off? That thing cuts on by itself.
Spout.
Come on, get it in there. You got it everywhere. It's
Go.
all over yonder.
I'm
Get
getting
in
it on my
You
shoes.
missed. You missed. Now it's all over the back side of the toilet.
Oh my.
Get it in there. Come on.
Something's got to be wrong if you pee like this.
Excuse me.
You
Come
start
on,
and
get
stop
it in
and
there.
start and stop.
You're drizzling. You're drizzling.
Oh my.
This is clearly being played for laughs, and it's kind of funny to see them having fun with this, but at the same time, you know that there's women out there who think that men are broken because of things like this.
Seems like she really proved her point in this clip.
So make me laugh to prove that girls are funny, and I'll give you guys $100.
Just dropped your hat, stupid. Okay, you think
you're the funnier one.
You say, and I think
You're the funnier one.
So are girls funny?
Yeah, we're funny.
Oh, they make me laugh. Wow, hostile?
I like, how can I make you laugh? Like, I can't.
If you have to resort to being aggressive when asked if you're funny, you're probably just not that funny. These two women are racking their brains and can't even think of a simple joke as a basic attempt at being funny.
Think about it, like, rather my.
Oh, then girls aren't funny.
We are funny.
Wow, not funny?
Your are about to be chopped up in my food. I just smell. I just smell. Okay, fine. We're not funny. Whatever. Think what you want.
Oh.
We'll just.
I didn't hear a single joke at all from this clip. Better luck next time.
Whenever a modern woman feels scorned, the first thing she'll do is make some kind of a comment about a man's reproductive organs, whether she says it's small or pathetic or she's going to mutilate it. It seems like this is just their go-to.
I understand her, but if you can't fix a chair, then you have bigger problems.
Hey, Guru.
A few moments later.
What you said earlier was that you would have a with me and an Asian, and that's what I agreed to. I'm just insinuating then.
Okay, yeah, you are. What's going on with all that stuff in the back? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What's all
I'm in the process of moving around. That's gifts back there, baby.
She honestly didn't think that he would notice that her living room is practically destroyed. That's not moving stuff around. That's just pure laziness, plain and simple.
There's some UGG shoes right there. You see gift wrap. That's yeah, that's what that is. That's Christmas gifts.
And it looked like that?
I don't give a what it looked like. Christmas gifts.
Look how that bed is back there. You expect me to come over your house and visit you?
I don't care what. I don't care. You don't got to come over my house.
You think you're gonna come over here and make my place look like yours?
I don't give a. This is the room. This the back room. I got gifts over there. The air conditioner is right there.
You got a dog? Wait, you have a dog?
These women are loud, obnoxious, and every other word they use is either like or some form of profanity. They cannot act feminine to save their lives, and they refuse to be kind to absolutely anybody. She's flying off the handle because a man is calling her out for being way too messy.
The kitchen is right there. I'm not gonna walk y'all through my house.
Wait, you got a dog? That's a crate, isn't it? A dog crate?
I got a dog out of pig.
I smell in there.
Oh, it smells great, baby. Come check it out for yourself.
It don't smell like Funky Cooter Cat?
Oh, not at all. I'm a regular human being like you that work a job, that have a child. Why you ain't got no kids? Is you gay?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you.
It's amazing how she was able to go from talking about her mess to giving this guy an apartment tour, to her dog, to her demanding to know why he doesn't have any kids, all without him having to say a word.
There's something about the man versus bear situation that y'all got completely wrong. You guys sat there and pretended that you'd rather pick the bear because the bear doesn't have any ill intentions. The bear is protecting its food. The bear is protecting its children, its land. The bear is just being a bear. It's not evil.
This whole man versus bear scenario makes absolutely no sense. When modern women are asked this question, they have to alter the scenario to make it work with their answer. They apply human emotions to the bear. They change the kind of bear. They even have to claim that men are evil and man-eating grizzly bears aren't. Anything just to spite men in the process.
Girl, the bear wouldn't even touch you. Do you understand that your chances of being attacked by a bear are 1 per 2.1 million people? You have a greater chance of being struck by lightning than being attacked by a bear. You want to know what statistics aren't very favorable, though? Your chances of being by a man are 1 per every 18,900 people. Your chances of being by a man is 1 in every 3 women.
That argument is so dumb. She is ignoring the implications of the question and once again changing the rules to fit her narrative. She then quotes poorly researched crime statistics from unreliable sources to try and prove a point that really doesn't need to be made, just to justify that all men are somehow worse than bears.
So next time a man asks you why you would pick the bear, instead of being like, well, because the bear wouldn't get creative, literally just say, statistically, it is safer.
You want to know why there's so few bear attacks? Maybe it's because people aren't going into the woods and interacting with bears. Hardly ever. Why don't you go into the woods and try it out for yourself?
We won't go back ever. What are we not going back to? We're not going back to the past where women had no rights. Ever, ever, ever.
Wow, she has lots of energy for her age.
Does anybody really know what she's talking about? Womanists love to talk about the rights that they don't have, even though if you ask them what those missing rights are, they can only make vague notions that can easily be disproven with basic logic. They're just angry and want the rest of the world to be angry with them.
So, I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm technically bigger than the average man. Like, I'm taller, and I'm pretty sure I weigh more than the average American male. And that means that I'm bigger than over 50% of the male population, right? And because of this, one of my favorite things to do when I'm at the gym is I like to play chicken with guys. You know, where we're walking towards each other, and I don't move. I don't even flinch. And then I get to watch them panic when they realize that I'm not going to get out of their way, and they have to quickly sidestep so, you know, we don't run into each other. And see, if I went on a cut, it just wouldn't be as effective.
I think that game can only be considered chicken if both parties agree to actually charge each other. If you're imagining that you're playing chicken with some random dude at a gym, he's just going to walk around you because he has better things to do than to play chicken with a woman who's full of herself.
You know what I mean? And I don't want to take one of the small joys in life away from me at this point. In this economy, no way. So, anyway. That's going to be a no from me, dog. I'm going to stay big.
I mean, to each their own, but don't be upset when being big affects you in more negative ways.
Stop saying you a single mother if the father is there helping. You're not a single mother, you're a single woman.
The funny thing about this situation is that women want to have this title because when they have it, it means that they can get sympathy from their echo chamber. And if they can't get sympathy, then they'll feel like their lives have no meaning.
There's a difference If the father is there, taking on the responsibilities, emotional, financial, and spiritual, and still adding provision, then quit trying to elicit sympathy. You're not a single mother.
That's a bar.
Because he could be a horrible boyfriend, but an excellent father.
Right.
But a lot of times women coerce the children. And you have some women like, I've never said anything bad about you. No, but children pick up on energy, and your energy is always suggestive, and you put a negative connotation on my role in this child's life, and they feel like they have to choose.
It's rare to see people talk about how a single mother's attitude towards that child's father severely affects the child. She can manipulate that kid, tell lies, and all sorts of stuff just to get that child to hate the father for completely absurd and selfish reasons. The kids are the real victims here, not the mother.
Women know how to manipulate a child
So bad.
like
So easily.
very clandestinely, where they don't have to flat out always say, yo, dad ain't I'm keeping. It's little subtle things they can do, but you're only hurting a father who actually wants to be there. That move don't work on a father who don't want to be there because he ain't there.
A lot of so-called single mothers don't experience the same struggles as real single mothers. They should stop playing the victim.
Those kinds of mothers can't stop themselves from being the victim. Being the victim gets them attention, sympathy, and validation. And to those types of women, having that kind of validation is more valuable than the love her child has for their mother.
The feminist movement is one of the biggest reasons for the divorce rate, because women have become so masculine. Woman gets in her masculine energy. A lot of times she'll be disrespectful to her husband. And men don't do well with disrespect. There's surveys that say that 80% of men say they would rather be alone and unloved than to be disrespected. And see, the feminist movement has taken it so far over the years to, it's not just equal rights anymore. Now it's men are being diminished and devalued and demoralized. What do we need men for?
And the very same women who have judged men, disrespected their husbands, and emasculated them publicly are the same ones who go online every week complaining that they're trying to look still for a good-looking, wealthy simp to take care of her.
We don't need men. We can buy our own cars and we can vote. We can make our own money, run our own business. We can even have babies without men. And that makes men feel awful. A man doesn't feel he has anything to contribute to that woman's life. He's got to move on down the road.
See, some people believe that feminism is moving things forward, but in reality, all it's doing is holding us back.
Women are showing that they don't exactly have each other's back after Margot Robbie welcomes her first child into the world, who is a boy. And she has been repeatedly attacked by women saying that they're ashamed that she's a boy mom, and ultimately telling her to unalive her baby.
Imagine having a life that's so devoid of meaning that you get angry at a celebrity mother for giving birth to a son. They are losing their minds over something that Margot Robbie has zero control over. That's just the ultimate sign of having no life whatsoever.
This really all stems from the hate for Donald Trump and men as a whole. And as a man myself, I get there are a few bad apples, but that does not mean that the rest of us are the same. And some people are even encouraging her to try again for a girl. That's how much they hate boys right now.
This sounds ridiculous. How sad does your life have to be mad at a baby? They all need help.
What these women don't realize is that nobody cares. Some rich actress gave birth and the gender reveal infuriated them so much that they were telling her to commit certain things and try again for a girl. That is not normal in any sense of the word.
But more importantly on this issue, women, I'm 35, I'm thinking about starting a family. Everyone in my friend group is either dealing with struggles to get pregnant, losing babies that they wanted to, or finding a partner and they want to have kids but they haven't found someone, or a number of them just have chosen it's not the right path for them, and that we demonize and shame people on the most personal, private decision.
Well, Alicia, in the examples you just gave, you presented most of those issues as if they're out of your control, but they're not. The risk of miscarriage rises with age. Fertility drops significantly in the late 20s. The eggs go bye-bye, okay?
What's funny about this is how this is basic anatomy that was taught in high school health class, and yet somehow modern women think that basic biology is just institutionalized mahogany or systematic patriarchy or whatever. They refuse to accept that the most optimal time to start a family is between the ages of 18 to 24. It's basic science, not hating people.
So, of course your friends struggle to get pregnant. Of course they lose babies that they wanted when they choose to have children after 30. And naturally, finding a man becomes harder since men consider the factors I just mentioned, and so they look for younger women to have children with. Now, all of this are results of prioritizing your career over having kids at a younger age. And it's not demonizing women to say that. It's just so if you end up with 3 cats.
You can tell these women are furious with him, but basically not making up a bunch of pseudoscience to make them and their viewers feel better about waiting until it was too late to think about having a family.
You can reflect on why you ended up with 3 cats.
He's not wrong. You have more control over your life than you think, and not having children is one factor that you definitely have control over.
How many women does it take to put a spare tire on a car?
One more. You got this.
Most of them aren't even helping, they're just spectating and resisting the urge to call a man to help them take the tire off, and it's hard to tell from this angle, but it almost looks like the car isn't even jacked up to actually remove the tire properly. With that entire group of strong and independent women, not one of them even thought about Googling it or searching it up on YouTube to see how to properly change a tire. They would rather be stubborn than have an automobile that actually works properly.
In this clip, we just witnessed more than 5 women attempt to change a tire, and the question I have is why it takes 5 women to do a one-man job. It really makes you think.
It's rather funny to see these women rather destroy a car than to call a company to help them change a tire. That's why pride always comes before the fall. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.